Stephanie.
And I'm Marla.
And we are
the Nerdy Nellies.
Today we are going to be talking about D&D player anxiety.
Whether you've never played before and you're anxious, or you have played and you still have apprehension playing your character, we've been there.
Definitely. Ready for this? I don't think you're ready for this. I don't think you're ready for this. I don't think you're ready for this. Because my vibe's so delicious.
Feels really good to plan our first episode.
It does. It's also very nerve-wracking.
But it would have been really nice when I started playing D&D to have a girl be like, so
yes,
bring tacos and people will like you.
Oh my god. So the first time I ever played D&D, it was at Brett McKenzie's apartment, and I brought a bunch of cupcakes because I just wanted everyone to love me, and I didn't know that you were vegan, so I kind of screwed the pooch on that one. But then I learned that you were vegan, so I learned something about you, and we became deeper friends.
I gave you your first set of dice.
You did. You did.
I got inspiration for it.
You did. Oh, yeah. So I brought cups. So that was my way of like dealing with the anxiety of playing with people I'd never met. So I didn't know anybody there except Brett and Mackenzie. So I came prepared with my cupcakes.
How can they not like me?
Right? I brought food.
Psych, we can't eat it.
Psych, I'm a vegan. I think the second time I met you was when we talked about our razors.
Yep.
That was awesome.
No, that was the first time. I remember because I was like, I like her. We both shave our legs with the same razor.
Yeah, we do. No, but I thought that, like, that's just, I love food, and I feel like people love food, so that's my icebreaker. So I was like, if I screw up in the game, I brought cupcakes. They're not going to remember my game screw up. They're going to remember that I brought amazing cupcakes.
Yeah.
So that was my way to kind of break the ice.
D&D or tabletop games aren't just like gaming, it's also a social thing. So
yeah.
Like, if you bring Diet Coke or chips, or you go all out and make cupcakes, or I've made tacos before.
Yeah.
Like, people are going to be like, whoa, Stephanie showed up with cupcakes.
Marla made tacos.
Yep. And so it's going to help.
But here's the thing with, like, player anxiety. It's unnecessary, but
ever present.
I deal with it all the time, and I think that I'm fine with like the role playing and like going through the town and I want to buy this and I'm gonna talk to this guy and I'm gonna talk to this guy and I like figuring out the mystery level. When it comes to combat, that's when I get stressed out because I feel like I'm gonna make the wrong move or I'm not gonna use my abilities when I should, like at the opportune time. I think that's why I like Warhammer, which is a totally different thing that we'll talk about later, because it's very strategic.
Yep.
But like D&D, you can kind of be strategic with it, but it's okay if you're not.
It's better if you're in character, whether that benefits you or not. And
I've played in games where people have just like totally played to their character to the detriment of the party, and it makes it so fantastic.
They're the best games.
Yes, because you have, especially if you have like a lawful good character and then you have somebody that's like neutral, that they're just kind of like whatever and up for anything, like that, the like juxtaposition of those two characters' morals is so fun to play. Like just I know it's easier said than done, like play to your character, but I mean really that's when you have the most fun. There's no winning D&D. Like don't maximize your character for combat specifically. Like you need to be able to be well-rounded.
Yeah, if you insert flaws, it makes a good story. Like a good story is not like, oh, I went to the town, I beat them, it was easy, the end. Like who wants to do that?
Right. I mean, you take any movie like Lord of the Rings, because you know that has my heart. Frodo was a very flawed character, but he was the same person from the beginning all the way to the end. The ring corrupted him throughout. It wasn't like, oh, the ring is corrupting me, so I need to fix that so my party is not, hurting. Yep. He played to his character, and same with Sam. He played to his character to the end. That's a really good story, and that's something that people want to be a part of, I guess. Like when you're playing D&D, and it's more interesting when there's those dynamics. But oh man, I still to this day, and I know in my head. There's no winning D&D. There's no right way. You are who you are in the game, and you just have to go with it. And I know that, but it's still really hard sometimes. Like I still am like,
But the fun is playing true to your character.
Yeah.
So that's a good tip. Like you really need to know your character, and even if it's like your first session and you don't know the like mechanics behind it yet, like you can know who you're playing. Mm-hmm. You can know she's a suburban housewife who's like going to save her like scrawny kid who thought he was an adventurer and she needs to get home to cook her meatloaf. Like you can know who she is. Mm-hmm. And then also like I think it would be good. What has helped me with my anxiety is to tell my DM, whoever it's always he, is in the moment. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, this is my first time playing a warlock, or this is my first time doing a fighter, and so like I write notes, like write the mechanics of like the best you can, but also be like, I'm gonna need a little hand holding during this combat.
Yeah.
So you can play your character really well during going through the town, and then be like, DM
this thing.
Yeah, we make notes out of character. I get Fist of Fury, right?
Right, yeah.
Second wind.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah or nah, and here's why.
Yeah.
So like, if you have a shitty DM who's like, you should know this, or like,
that's
let you do it anyway, yeah, like so like, bring tacos, know your character, and have a good
You don't have to necessarily bring tacos. I brought cupcakes and that went over just fine, except for the vegans.
You eventually make. I feel like now all your cupcakes are vegan.
They're all vegan now because I have too many vegan friends. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I feel like moral of the story here is make food, be confident in your character, talk to your DM,
and just have fun. Don't be an asshole for anybody else.
Yeah.
Like, you have to stay true to your character, and that can make for a good storyline, but don't like steamroll everybody else because your character is chaotic, stupid.
Yeah.
Like don't ruin people's good time and staying true to yourself.
Yeah.
If you're gonna play that character, you may not be invited back.
Yeah, there's definitely a balance to find in that. But I don't know. I think, and like I said, it's easier said than done. But just know your character. Like the thing that I've started doing, and it's hard being a mom and trying to put a kid to bed and then get on Roll20 and play a game right after she went to bed. But like when I'm coming over here for games, on the drive over, I'm listening to music that gets me into the character, and I'm thinking about how the character would think, and I'm really like engrossing myself in the character. And I feel like when I do that, those games go a lot better, and I feel more confident in the decisions that I'm making.
Yeah. And this sounds so dumb, but the first few characters I made that I really got into character, I made them super dumb. I made barbarians. And so like whenever I was playing and I started overthinking what I was doing, I was like, no, that's Marla. You know what your character would do. There would be no thought, head empty, go for it.
Yeah. I like playing barbarians in like worlds that I don't know a lot about because I'm like, oh, I'm just dumb. Like I just don't know.
Yeah.
Like Lagertha. She just doesn't know. She can't read or write. Stephanie can, but Lagertha can't, and it makes it really easy to play. I'm like, oh, I just don't know. I'm gonna attack this because it looks bad. Makes it easy.
I think the biggest tip is everybody suffers with player anxiety.
Everybody suffers with player anxiety. If they're telling you they don't, they're lying.
It's happened to everybody at least once.
At least once. And even like people that have been playing forever, like
I've
3+ years.
Hang on, how long have we been dating? How long have we been together? We're married now.
We're married.
We're married now. 4 or 5 years. I've been playing for 4 to 5 years, and I still sometimes like.
Yeah, and even like it's not even the people that have played forever and they know all the rules and they know all the classes and all the different things, like which I think is impossible. Like I feel like there's so much out there that you don't know everything. Maybe you do. I don't know.
Totally does.
But I'm just like, even those players, like I've noticed that they'll after the fact be like, man, I should have done this when I did this. It's and I think that's normal, but what you have to realize is it's okay, and you just move on and you just have a good time. That's all D&D is. It's nothing to stress over. It's a stress reliever.
It's literally a good time.
Yeah. And that's all you have to
think that's a good rule of thumb with any anxiety. Like you acknowledge that it's happening. But you don't like let it preoccupy your mind. You're like, okay, I have anxiety, but it's my turn, and I know she'd want to smash herself through this wall. So let's do it. And then, like, before you know it, you're having fun, and it's already on.
Yep.
I'm Marla.
I'm Marla and Stephanie.
We're both mothers, both have jobs, and we both
Employed.
and we both get stress relief by beating things up and
Indeed. Sometimes in real life.
Yep. And that's how we met.
No.
Playing D&D.
Oh yeah, not beating things up in real life.
Well,
Playing
technically
D&D.
in real life, just not with these fists. With these fists.
That's, yes,
Yep.
use it. So, here are some things that we've done to help with our player anxiety.
Being a good social guest, like food, taking notes, knowing your character, trusting your DM, and just having
fun. It's all about fun. And that's player anxiety with your favorite nerdy Nellies.
Make sure to like if you liked our video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
And we'll catch you in our next video.
Bye!
Bye.